Tim Collins with Cullman today. I'm down at Cullman Fire Rescue Station number 2 with Alabama District 12 Representative Corey Harbison. Corey, you got a big bill coming up that'll help firefighters, EMTs. Can you tell us about it?
Absolutely, Tim. A lot of people may not know, but before I was in the House of Representatives, I served as a deputy sheriff for the Cullman County Sheriff's Office. And, I have a very special place in my heart, and I respect all of the first responders across the state and across the nation. I've kind of sat back over the past year, 2 years, and honestly, I've been disgusted seeing the way the public reacts to these people in certain parts of the nation. And luckily, we live in a good area, and we do not have a lot of problems, but you never know when times can change, and we may have some of those issues right here in our front door. So basically, what I'm trying to do at this point is a law enforcement officer, when they respond to a scene and say they're murdered in the line of duty, they could be the person that does the murder will be charged with capital murder. But if an ambulance driver or a firefighter or even someone with animal control responds with a deputy and they murder them, it's not capital murder. It's just a felony murder charge.
I'm with Director James Curtis of Cullman Emergency Medical Services. James, I guess you've heard about Corey Harbison's proposed bill on capital murder for responders. You're one of the people who will be added to the list. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a step in the right direction to increase the security for the first responders that are out there, all the emergency service personnel, whether they're fire, police, EMS, first responders. There's an us, and everybody's out there working together for a common goal, and it's nice to know that he's looking out for us to give us that extra layer of protection that's out there. We work closely with the Sheriff's Department, the City Police Department. They do an excellent job of keeping everybody safe. But there's times when everybody's not going to be there, and if this is a step that we can take to help protect our folks in the field, I think it's a move in the right direction.
So let's talk about the difference between those two, because I'm not sure everybody knows what a capital murder is versus a regular murder.
All right. With a felony murder charge, it's a mandatory of 10 years in prison, but then after that, that person could be paroled and put back out into society. And a capital murder charge is the max you can get, and actually it has the death penalty on the table for the suspect. So
the idea here is law enforcement officers, police, sheriff, state troopers, they're already eligible for a capital penalty in a murder case, but everybody else is not, right?
That's right. And I want to simply include all first responders. I want to put a blanket and put them in the same category as law enforcement, because I am very pro law enforcement, but I'm very pro first responders altogether. These guys put their lives on the line every day out here to protect us. They never know from day to day what they may roll up on when they respond to a call. Each call is different, and the information that dispatch receives is very limited, and you could pull up on a call and think it's going to be something simple, and there could be a sniper hiding in the woods, or there could be a house on fire that these firemen respond to, and somebody trying to set the house on fire to cover up a murder, and they could attack these guys to cover up their crime. So I think it's important to give these guys the protection that they deserve, and to do everything that we can to help ensure that they make it home to their families every night as well.
Let's see, with Division Chief Brian Bradberry. Brian, I know you've heard about Corey Harbison's proposed bill for capital murder for folks who might hurt you and murder one of you or one of your men on the scene. What are your thoughts on that?
Tim, we're like everyone else. We watch the news. We see things going on in our country now, and certainly we live in a community here in Cullman that loves and supports us. But we know that bad things can happen anywhere and anytime. So having Representative Harbison come by and explain this bill to us today, it seems like a good thing. It seems like it could help maybe deter some of these bad things from happening.
It makes sense. And what's interesting about this is blankets not just firefighters, but your rescue department, your EMTs, paid and volunteers out in the county, it seems like he's trying to cover every emergency responder.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing. I mean, you know, we're all in this together. We respond with the law enforcement. We respond with ambulance EMTs, and so we're all in this together. And certainly we appreciate them thinking of us. And you know, anything we can do to help make it safer for our guys and our you know, our department, we're certainly on board with that.
Yes. Now let's talk about the politics of it. It's one thing to introduce a bill, but it's another to get it through and make it statewide legislation.
It is. I have received a lot of feedback so far on this bill. I'm going to have a lot of co-sponsors from across the state on it. You know, and there may be people oppose it, but as of today, I've not heard of any opposition.
Well, Corey, I wish you the best. We've got the legislative session coming up. When is that? The first week in February when
It
that
is,
starts?
yes, yeah.
So we're not too far off from that.
I look forward to it. It's going to be exciting. We have hard times coming up for the legislature like we've had for the past 5 or 6 years, but it's a battle, and I just want everyone in District 12 to know that it's an honor for me to be down there representing you, and feel free to contact me anytime for any concerns you may have, because I am there working for you.
Makes sense, Corey. Thanks for talking to me. Thanks for taking some time.
I appreciate it.